Ivan like unicorn. On. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ANZ Spring Season. This is Night Geo casting alongside me is Covington. We've been overrun by the unicorns. Oh my goodness! Oh shit! Now crap.
Hello, George. How's it going?
I'm failing at ventriloquism. That's how it's going.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. So, what are we here tonight for?
Well, we're here because it is the off-season spring competitive GameStar hosted tournaments of a lifetime. Yes, that's a lot of words. But it's going to be amazing. We're on week 4 out of a beautiful 8 weeks. And tonight we got ourselves some great best-of-3 matches. We're going to have ourselves a rinse and delete. Taking on Capital. We haven't seen this matchup back since week 1, where Capital took on 2-0 over rinse and delete. Looking for some revenge now, since they have improved over the weeks.
Oh, that's exciting. So, can you remind me who is on Rinse and Delete's roster?
Yes, I can. If you give me just one memento. Okay, the unicorn, was suffocating me, but I finally got rid of it. But now we've got Swifty, Alex, Mav, JD Star, and Ratza are on the side of Rinse and Delete. Meanwhile, Capital, we know them, we love them. We've seen them back in the open division, and they did look strong in week 1. And that's going to be Ultimo, Tyrion, Oris, as well as Totems and Beefy on that one up there. Yeah, so you remember the Gore Capital back in the open division when you were commentating there. It's been a while. How have you been since then?
I've been quite busy. As you can see, I've had a bit of a I've got a bit of a new look. I'm currently trialing, that furry lifestyle.
Oh, hashtag blessed. That's nice. Well, it's good to see. It's been a good long time, but you have missed out 3 weeks if you haven't been paying attention. Multiple units last week actually dropping a game to nobody, and that was the talk of the town. They were undefeated. Yes, for 2 weeks straight they were undefeated. In fact, all the way up to the grand final they were also undefeated, but dropping that one map to nobody, where they really came out of nowhere and it was an incredible best of 3 over in that one.
I hear multiple units as a superstar team reuniting the Shadow and Ultivian from Crimson from last year.
Yeah, absolutely. A star-studded team. The Kit Fox names them the Frankenstein of HotS. I mean, they're basically undefeated. Oh, well, undefeated.
I mean, they have Xylians. How are they going to lose?
Oh, who knows? It did happen last week in one map, but not the entire game.
If you let Xylians get that Samuro, you're not going to win. That's a piece of advice.
Absolutely.
Straight from the rabbit to you.
That was a great match, though. He like the backdooring. They had no way of dealing with that. Eventually, he just took over the base, and that was actually an incredible match. But enough of that. We're gonna highlight back onto what is game number 1 of tonight's best of 3, and that is Rinse and Delete and Capital. Capital, we know them, we love them. Rinse and Delete over the weeks have shown improvement. In fact, speaking of Rinse and Delete, they were the team to almost take the first map against multiple units. That would nearly handed them a loss there. That was a very, very intense matchup on the Battlefield of Eternity. Went, I believe, to about 27 minutes of a matchup. But they're looking stronger week in, week out. Maybe tonight they can get some revenge against Team Capital back in week 1. But have you been paying attention much in their sort of little climb up to fame there, Cubby?
Oh, I'm going to be honest. I haven't really paid any attention to this series for the last 3 weeks. Sorry about it. However, I'm here now. I have had a look at the teams. I am quite excited to see what's going to happen tonight. Ratza is known for developing young talent. You see him with Milkshake 2 years ago, and then with the team he was with earlier this year, the second Milkshake in Opens. So I'm really excited to see how this team develops over the series as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're keen. We're going to see them momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. But you know how it is. HotS is being HotS. But there is a slight delay, and we are sorry for that. But actually, thank you for being patient with us, actually, for, sticking by us as we, dibble-dabble over the course of the next few minutes. But we're coming off also, Covington. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the patch notes recently, but there was actually a big patch that recently dropped by the good old Blizzard team.
Was that this week or last week?
It was this week, I believe, a few days ago.
I have been reading the patch notes.
Yeah, big changes.
What was the major patch in that one?
Well, it depends on what you want to look at. Bunker, the nerf on that, which is quite drastic. Now you got
It
to channel
takes
for
longer
0.5
to get in,
seconds.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's the big one. So Bunker nerf. We also saw a nerf towards Urel. Hanzo getting a slight nerf towards his scatter build. Genji, on the other hand, his attack range reducing it. Now, Genji being a hero that is most of the time banned, literally every game, and when he's not banned, he's the time picked. That's what's happened back at Worlds, down here, down under as well. But with those nerfs, could we see maybe a change towards the bans around Genji? Or like, what are your thoughts on that one?
I mean, I think Genji's a hero that is really hard to nerf in a way that makes him not pickable just due to his kit. So, like, they would have to make him really rubbish to get him to a state where he wouldn't be either picked or banned.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they did mention about like if this ban doesn't really work in a way of reducing his gun power and whatnot, then they're gonna continue on with the nerfs. And then we also noticed that there was a change in Tyrande. Tyrande seeing a lot of love and over the past few months being one of the highly contested support picks. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that, but she's skyrocketed
Was this
to
the
being
patch
top.
where they switched around the level 7 and level 1 talents?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so they're changing
See,
now.
I have been reading the patch notes.
What are your thoughts on that one there with the slight change with the talents?
I haven't actually played the new Tyrande that much. I didn't play her a lot previously either, so I'm not too familiar with how she was changed. And that's basically because one of the people that I used to play with, that was like one of the only heroes they would play, so I didn't really get a chance to play as her, but that's fine. Yeah.
Well, it's a shame we might not see much more of Mirande happening as much. That's got a Muradin as well right there coming in. You really have missed out, man. You've been missing out quite a bit. But it's alright. Yeah, it's coined by Kit Fox, accidentally said by yours truly. That was an incredible night a few weeks ago. But, well, we've got other teams playing in tonight's tournament. We have ourselves multiple units yet again coming. We also have the people you love to hate. They had a great performance last week as well, and Eagle Slayers have come back. And finally, Nobody are making another performance. Maybe we might see, a rematch between multiple units and Nobody down the track if they are able to win their games respectively, climbing up the ladder. But that will be for the future to tell. We are not really sure how that might pan out. Who knows? We might see some upsets because these teams over weeks can improve, and it's literally applying since rinse and delete, even people you love to hate, new teams, new names, making big headlines over this off season.
So tell me the story about who Nobody is.
Oh, buddy, this is gonna be great. So Nobody has a team of other somebodies really. So that's a little trick in the name. It's got Moops, SDBX, Physics, Onski, Visarek, and Truze. Last week, SDBX's side was phenomenal. He absolutely wrecked on that match. I believe he played Kaltuzad on. If you give me just a few seconds just to pull out my notes here. Yeah, he played it on Brax's holdout, and they were taking on against the people you hate. He was just a monster with that Kaltuzad. Like, he got the right chains, the right targets, and they had no way of dealing with him. But people you hate did put up a fight in some retrospect. But that's Nobody for you.
Okay. Is there any other notable teams I should be aware of?
Well, Eagle Slayer is another team.
So, Eagle Slayer, that's Crimson Academy plus Stumpy, right?
Yeah, and a Fat 94 probably coaching him in a back line, also subbing for them if he ever decides to sub in. But that is going to be the other teams. Tonight, we're going to go focus back on towards Capital and rinse and delete. We are heading in towards Infernal Shrines for this best three, and it's going to be a rematch. In fact, these teams did play Infernal Shrines, I believe, or was it Battlefield of Eternity a few weeks ago? But similar map. I mean, it's both Diablo-infested map, which I know Blank loves. He loves his Dibbles, his Diablo games. So, good old Infernal Shrines. But going into this one with the Hanzo nerf, are we seeing any particular picks and bans going to highlight Cubby?
I mean, I would love to say that we might see an Orphea or a Morganus ban, just with them being quite strong at the moment. I would also like to see maybe a Diablo ban or maybe... Oh, Kerrigan, interesting.
Yeah, Kerrigan, run by Capital, in fact, I think was one of the games that they struggled to deal with.
So this is a target ban, you're saying?
It would be a target ban. I mean, if these teams decide to go back and check out the VODs, they would have learnt a lot from that. I believe it's something that now if I seriously lost my notes of that week, so I've been a bit slack, but I can't remember who played it to quite an extent.
And the ban coming down onto White Mane, even with all the nerfs she's received, she's still quite strong in the meta, I believe.
Consistent, able to outpit. I mean, we got what's his name, Decker Can getting a nerf as well. White Mane probably edging herself way up there. Still ban worthy. You got Alex Straza who works really well on Infernal Shrines, so that's probably a support pick either team might look to grab. Kael'thas being banned away makes sense. He's a mage. He loves his AoE damage. It's Infernal Shrines. Who doesn't love all that kind of mumbo jumbo? But that's a safe ban. And finally, Morganus is banned. But this does leave Orphea. But will she be picked, considering she did get some tweaks in last patch notes?
That's true. And I mean, we are playing on the most recent patch, and she does get picked. Capital's snapping her up. Let's see how effective they are with playing as her.
She is, in the right hands, a monster. And that is not just the monster she carries around that feasts all day long. She herself can be absolutely deadly in the right hands. But then again, you can say it about with every other hero. But seeing how that goes, it's going to be ETC being picked. And then the Hanzo coming through. I'm feeling a Stormbow build Hanzo in the works. He did receive a buff in his auto attack damage. It was just a nerf only to his scatter arrow build, relying to auto attack heroes in order to get the cooldown reduction rather than those minions. And Stormbow build does work on the first rise. And here we go, Janitor Leoric making his presence in the Nexus. I'm
so
keen.
Hype.
Cubby, how about you?
That is so hype. This is the first time I've actually seen this the skin in game, so I'm quite excited. Alex Straza as well. It's going to be great on the point with the Dragon Queen.
She's strong, gets in the right position, you're right there, and able to pop that Dragon Queen, able to zone off any potential, I guess, retake of the shrine. And that's what the aim was, positional advantage. And that was what allowed Capital to win back in week 1 against Rinse and Delete. They were just great in their map rotations, their macro play. In fact, they were able to get onto points much faster, get into the right position better, and were effectively able to zone out Rinse and Delete, deleting them off of the objective in moments. But they're going to see if Rinse and Delete have improved since then. Tyrande as well as Dibble. Sorry, Blank, but he's off the map. There's going to be a Tyrande being banned as well, considering she's a safe support. And that is taken away from the, I believe it's Rinse and Delete on the red team.
Yeah, it is. Rinse and Delete is on red. And they pick up Zukov. Interesting, because I think in that most recent patch was the one where they tweaked the range on the Lurking Arm.
Yes,
Why not was Lurking
they
Arm
have
that got
buffed
tweaked?
it up.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes into play after that move getting nerfed for quite so many patches. What are we looking to complete this team here? This is the reworked Sylve, isn't it? We are playing on the live patch. No, we're not. That's on PTR. Oh, that's a bit disappointed. No, that's PTR. I got excited for nothing.
As am I. Like, I saw the lock and I'm like, wait. Did I? Because I might have been absent maybe the past 2 days. You know, sue me. I try. It's hard sometimes, but I didn't know if she dropped or not. But that's if not, that's going to be then we're seeing Yrel being locked in to deal with the Leoric. This will be a good one because Yrel's change effectively neutered her healing, her sustain. She really needs to be able to be hero in order to sustain herself. Now, I don't know if I misread it. I don't know if she needs to actually land an ability on a hero in order to even proc it, to activate the ability to heal if she hits them, or is it simply auto attack someone to heal it? But
Well, I guess
that's
it's something to watch out for in these games,
yeah.
just to see whether it does proc when she uses it on minions.
Well, yeah, I'll probably keep an eye on that because her auto definitely. I know that she needs to auto attack a person in order to get the heal off, and that's the the way to deal with it. But finally, it's got Johanna being selected as the main tank for Team Capital. We have a Johanna Leoric frontline through their little nuisance of a zone, but they're taking on an ETC and Urel. Johanna, I guess it's a response to Swifty selecting the ETC, because if she's able to pop her, I believe it's called Condemn. Please correct me. I'm open to all ears. But if she's able to pop that, it is able to interrupt the mosh pit if you time it well, and that's happened to me.
Yep, it is Condemn.
Sadly admit.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I like that as a kind of retaliation counter pick to deal with the ETC. And then you've got the blind, obviously, to kind of deal with Hanzo depending on what build he has to go for. You can neuter his his attack damage, which did get the buff, as I mentioned before. But what about you, Cubby? What are you seeing in your crystal ball of unicorns and fluffy things?
You know, I'm just really looking forward to seeing Orphea Rinse and Delete Relate, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that is cold, bro. That is so. Oh, just kill me. That is so mean.
I mean, Orphea will kill you.
Oh damn, we've missed you, Cubby. It's been too long. It's been way too long. But nonetheless, Jaina, if you pick a mage. Mages do work well in Feral Shrine. Gul'dan is another mage that works well. But in the Orphea taking on Jaina matchup, Orphea has her ability to dash if she's able to land a Shadow Waltz Q ability on towards heroes. But likewise, Jaina's got the slow to deal with. And, ooh, buddy. But what do you think about that so far? In that kind of mage?
I think it'll be interesting because, I mean, it just really depends on the builds as well, right? But I mean, I guess we're gonna see it.
It's gonna be, I guess, based on positional advantage, and that's probably the aim of the game between the two teams. You know, highlighting what it could back in. Gentlemen, we have a moment.
And we'll pop the pause
through this. Yeah, team, looks like we've got Team Capital. We've got Kieran playing the Johanna, Ultimate a beat on Sylvanas, Oris on Leoric, and finally good old Totems on Cubby. On the red side, we have.
And on the red side, we've got Rinse and Delete. Retzer on the Urel, Swifty on ECC, Alex on Jaina, Mav on Hanzo, and Middle Ally on the Sukov. Ooh.
Quickly go through. We've got ourselves Constellity already. That kind of shows me he likes brawl. He's gone for the big little things. Ultimate system. Consider it's kind of a medium to largish map. You think something along the lines of that allows him to sustain off of minions where every kill gives him health. And the peasants think he's level 2, level 4 talent. And for the extra damage onwards, I believe it's not very tough. Kind of, but then again, it could be also if he does go for peasants level 4 as the sustain damage to fighting on the shrines. That's just the other one. Let's deal with this boss. But we're having fun. Let's enjoy this quiet before the hectic scene. What do you reckon? This is definitely the question for me. This is Sylvanas, I believe.
No, I don't think it
So-
is. I'm pretty certain that it's only on the PTR at the moment. But I mean, it really depends, right? Because I don't think we're gonna see a Sylph cheese. It'd be quite funny if we did. Based on those teams, I think Orphea are for the main DPS and then Sylph like backing her up. They may struggle with damage, but I guess we'll just have to see how the game goes. And it looks like we're back into it.
We are, and so we're going to kick these best two teams that are going to, give us a lifetime on a map as comeback after comeback after comeback. Quite Tales of Doom, what fair share of really matches on this one. In fact, this is the one that recently look at the multiple. Let's see if they can be into capital. But and in the middle lane, all teams are stringing around together. It's going to be scatter arrow build still for the Hanzo. So there we have it. Good old Cubby. Good old Bushwi. Oh, Shrift can get out of the safety, so no threat there. As the lawyer on that Stukov stain. And the rotation begins a little bit late to the party. Should be able to get some of the experience, only missing off for one. So not that bad.
Yeah, I actually think the disengage there was quite ingenious, just making sure that they did get out to the bottom lane before creep started dying, not to miss out on any of that precious EXP.
Like what Aaron was doing, he did around to mount. The team from rotating quickly and not get back in. So, but it's even up in lead. Capital, their Merc camps to apply that pressure in that middle lane. The bottom to soak. This is kind of up. Everyone's in their lanes, so clearing, soaking, preparing for the one. The one to hit those big levels, so when we're going to see some action.
To me, it just seems like Rinson's Elite roaming is 4, and then you have 3 from Capital going backwards and forwards between mid and bot. Swifty just anchoring to make sure that they don't come pick up their Merc camp. What is going on now?
Beautiful. Oh yeah, right. Swifty is starting to lead the charge for camp, but a little bit too late. Kaisers with my Capital. Decides to engage because guess what? Tyrion is in. They don't have their frontline tank. Totem on that Orphea can't disengage. Need so they're safe. There's real Swifty, but all it's not much. But Tyrion do something of backs away.
Yeah, a lot of playing safe here, which is great to see. Rinson Elite just gonna hang out in bottom here to clean up that camp. Well, everyone seems like they are going back to prepare for the shrine coming up.
We got ourselves Mortar Shrine Punisher as the first shrine. Kind of what depends. Blake had some very insightful thoughts on the Mortar despite the lower end of the totem pole. Just the sheer damage it's able to sustain. Will force Rinson's into unfavorable positions in order to dodge it and avoid it. So it's still something. Watch out if Capital's secure, like it's secure on the back for him. Yeah. But the position of advantage 12. There's no rotations or slow coming up. Or rats are finally metal is way a little bit too late. 20 is up. Is ready. Ultimo charging up, ready to go in. He does on up towards a double stun on Totem, but he in fact gets turn of the damage real. Fighting the Camel do the whole Queen.
And here we go. Thrifty getting low. Is he gonna get taken down? Just doesn't escape. Rats are low as well. He's getting burnt down. Almost escaping, but they're on him. Gets the heal. No, he cannot escape. And Capital picks up that Punisher, and they've also got... Well, they did have camp in the top lane, but unfortunately that's died to the towers. But they got some pretty good value up there.
Now to see actually push up and get as much strides on team. Mav taking very low, needs to be very, very careful. Otherwise, that's if they are working on this for Capital, doing what they're doing, have the sort of violence to also just, I guess, stun it for as long as possible. We need to be careful though, because they're running out of mana. Does fall, and the retreat has been made, and Capital walk up with a happy true.
So I think the question here is, they're not 2 levels anymore, but how does Rinsen Elite turn this lead around?
Well, it's still too early to tell. I mean, you have yourselves just, well, I guess, quarters of an XP deficit. If you get the right actives, focus on circling, and maybe keep up in talent here, just so you don't fall too far behind. Probably take into the next fight. Thing is, they need to get lines quickly because good old Ultimo, Straza is there a little too early. They can get the right positional advantage. Dragon Queen just healing off potential. But again, just a little slow towards it. They're gonna lose this Kaiser camp, but instead they're gonna try and clear it as possible. So Capital, that's what they're doing. They make the map much better than Resistance League.
Well, I mean, it's just like that first shrine, like. Capital were already at the shrine, and they also had a camp up in the top lane, and Rinsen Elite were just too slow to react to even the shrine coming up. And here we go. Got some brawling going on in the mid lane and the bottom lane here. Been around. How are we going in the mid lane? Mav just zoning Capital out. Go roaming is 4. It's like middle ally down here is just looking for what's really going on. Gonna try and take this top camp here. Capital's got their 10s now. We've got a bless shield on Johanna. Oh, we've got a brawl going on at the top lane. Capital is just quite happy to take that with their 10s because there's not really much Rinsen Elite can do to stop them from stealing that camp. Looks like they're going to try and take down some more structures in the top lane now. Moving down. And with that Sylve, Rinsen Elite really need to pick up these 10s so that they can engage here and stop Capital from getting more value. And there we go, they have the 10s up, they can engage properly now. And the bottom shrine is coming up. It looks like Capital are going to go and grab another Merc camp like they did during the first shrine. However, that is the only camp up on the field, so looks like for Rinsen Elite they have to react and try and the shrine as fast as they can. Looks like both teams are getting in at about this time. Ultimo's starting the shrine. Go not really coming in. And the camp looks like it will take down that first. Thrifty just zoning Capital off the point. Aureus goes, gets and Jaina gets deleted. Ratsa getting low. Can Ratsa escape? The healing from Urel. Tries to jump out, but just gets denied. 3 more, and they pick up the Arcane Punisher. Great work to Capital. And Aureus is gonna And that Sylve is just gonna do so much damage. And taking down this keep will bring Capital up to 13, so they will be upper talents here. Here we go. Aureus taking that Merc camp just to give them a bit more pressure in the mid lane. Got Rinsen Elite just waiting here, waiting to bait over that Punisher. to try and minimize the damage done to the structures here. As taking out this bottom lane is going to open up a win condition for Capital.
Well, it depends on how quick they are able to do it with that Punisher, you know. If they can keep this keep alive, it will work, but Mav is going to fall. That Arcane Punisher does so much damage. In fact, Capital going in, but there we've got the silence and the damage as well. But Eternal Feast is just working wonders, clearing out Rinse and Delete. It is killing them one by one by one. Now, Capital full members, they're on towards the core, trying to do as much damage as they can. Can they definitely win?
Is this the end?
I believe this might be it. They're working up towards it, ready to drop down its shield. It's slowly getting there. Hanzo's back up. He's got Dragon Strike if he wants to engage. Nataloy as well as Hanzo, the only members left. ETC is up, does not have Mosh Pit. And Capital, they're doing it. They're trying to win it down in before 10 minutes. They've got 3 seconds. They've got 4, 3, 2, and they've done it at 9:57. Well done, Capital, taking the first game of tonight's match against Rinse and Delete. Wonders for them, looking so strong. Despite being only a few weeks ago, we saw them taking on Rinse and Delete. Looking probably for another, 2-0 tonight. But Cubby, thank you for taking the reins for that. That was great. I loved you. I loved hearing you. And that was a good best match so far.
Oh, like I kind of feel sorry for Rinse and Delete because they just got outplayed in the macro the entire game. Yeah, it was unfortunate, and the game just snowballed.
Well, if you're thinking about the whole, you have lost in the macro, you're kind of getting slow towards those rotations, would we see maybe a change in playstyle? Maybe instead of having, I guess, a map that's macro-focused, despite most of them needing some form of macro play, at least getting a global presence. Could be a Dahaka or maybe even a Falstad just to offset that. I mean, if you're going to split push, might as well split push, get as much soak around the map, and then, teleport in. But ladies and gentlemen, we will take a break before we hop into the next game. Maybe both teams can, take a break, see what they can do, reassess, and then come back even stronger for the next matchup. My name is Nigeria, and cussing alongside me is Covington. We'll see you very shortly.